Hey guys, this is Mr. Peng coming to you from the comforts of my own home, and I'm going to go through some of the spelling words with you this week. Let's get going.
Okay, so the first word is central. Central comes from the base word center with the suffix al on the end. This turns it into an adjective. Central means at the point or in the area that is in the middle of something. So you could say that it is a synonym of middle. But normally when you use central, it often refers to an area which is 3D. Well, if you use middle, then it normally refers to a flat 2D plane. Okay, so the place you might see the word central is maybe on a train station. For example, Central Station. So many places around the world have a central station actually. And this station is not necessarily the busiest station, but it's most commonly towards the center or the middle of the train network. The next word is natural. Natural comes from the base word nature with the suffix al on the end, which again turns it into an adjective. Natural means existing in or derived from nature. The word natural is used for things that occur in their original state, so before anything happens to them. When we use the word natural, it gives off a feeling of freshness. It can also be tied to healthiness and cleanliness. It overall has a good feeling to it. If anything, it can make something that normally sounds bad sound a bit better. So for example, Bob farted can become Bob let out some natural gas. Okay, the next word is national. National comes from the base word nation, with the suffix al on the end of it, again turning it into an adjective. National means relating to or characteristic of a nation. You normally use this word when talking about things about certain countries. So the most common use of this you would have seen would be in national anthem, which is the anthem of your country. You can put other words with it too to talk about other parts of the country, such as national cuisine, which is what they eat in that country, or the national language, what language they speak in that country. Alright, word number 4 is frugal. Frugal is an adjective, and it means sparing or economical regarding money or food. So you could say it's another word for being cheap or stingy, or not liking to spend money. Cheap and stingy would be more negative and casual when being compared to the word frugal. So this word would be a good word to add to your vocabulary to use in your writing, because it describes a particular personality which you might want to give your character. Using frugal instead of cheap may paint your character in a better light than using the more casual and negative words like cheap and stingy. Plus, cheap has other meanings too, which might get a bit confusing. Okay, word number 5 is personal. Personal comes from the base word person with the suffix al, which turns it into an adjective. So personal means belonging to or affecting a particular person rather than anyone else. So it's used when talking about things about a certain person or something that's belonging to them. When using this word to describe something, it can make what it's describing seem very private or hidden. Okay, the next word is punctual. Punctual is an adjective, and it means happening or doing something at the agreed or proper time. So it's a word for saying something is on time or at the right time. Now, when using this word to describe someone though, it can make them appear very formal and respectable. It carries a very proper and polite feeling, something you would also expect from someone who is always on time. Add this word to your vocabulary for your writing as well. The next word is medical. Medical comes from the base word medic with the suffix al on the end, which again turns it into an adjective. Now, medical means relating to the science or practice of medicine. So, simply put, medical describes things to do with medicine. That's it. If you don't know what a medic is just someone who practices medicine. Okay. Integral is your next word. Integral means necessary to make a whole complete. Other words that are similar in meaning are vital or needed. So if something is integral, then it is absolutely needed. Integral is more of a neutral word. If you want to give your writing more of an emotional feel to it, using words like vital is better because it gives a bit of desperation to the emotion. But if by all means you want more of a factual feel, then use integral. Word number 9 is actual. Actual is an adjective and it means existing in fact or real. Basically, you use it to describe things that are real. Normally, when you use this word, there needs to be some other fact which is wrong. So you need this word to highlight which of the facts are true. For example, you can say, the color of the sky is green, and follow that with, the actual color of the sky is blue. Okay, the 10th word is federal. Federal is an adjective, and it just means having or relating to the national government. So you'll only really see this word when it comes to federal government, which is the national government, or federal law, which is the laws made by the national government. You'll study more about government in the future. Okay, the next word is feral. Feral is an adjective, and it means in a wild state, especially after escape from captivity or domestication. So it's used when an animal that's meant to be trained is acting like a wild animal. So this word normally comes with a very negative connotation. If we describe an animal as feral, we can assume that it's very violent and threatening whatever is near them. An advanced way of using this word in your writing is using it to describe a human as well. If you do that, you get across that the person is acting like a violent, wild animal. Add it to your vocab. Word number 11 is trivial. Trivial is an adjective, which means of little value or importance. Basically, it's just saying that something's not important. This word has a bit of a negative connotation to it. When you're saying that the thing doesn't matter, that it's trivial, you're almost saying that no one should care about it. Okay, the 12th word is manual. Manual can be used in two ways. One as a noun, and two as an adjective. Let's go through the noun first. A manual is a book giving instructions or information. So a manual is the book that comes with a piece of electronics or some IKEA furniture or something which tells you how to put it together. Now, for the adjective. When you say something's manual, it means relating to or done with the hands. So it's kind of opposite of automatic, when you actually need to use your hands to make it work. For example, you can say that, a manual screwdriver are those screwdrivers which you need to use your hands for, when a drill would be an automatic one. When using this word, sometimes it can give the feeling that something's old because a lot of things these days are automatic. Another feeling you may get is that it's hard work. The next word is gradual. Gradual is an adjective, and it means taking place or progressing slowly. So it's when something is being finished slowly. The word gradual focuses on the slowness of the action. Keep in mind that when using the word, the slowness has to be a constant slow pace. So if it starts off slow, speeds up, and then slows back down, then you can't describe that as gradual. It needs to be a slow, constant pace. The next word is several. Several is an adjective, and it means more than two, but not many. It describes how many of something there are, where there are more than two, but again, not too many. The word few can also be used as a sort of synonym, but they're a bit different. When you use the word several, it focuses on how many there are, while the word few focuses on how little there are. When you say a few eggs and compare it to several eggs, you might think that there are more eggs when you say several. There's no upper limit to when you use the word several, but just make sure that you can't use the words a lot of to describe it as well. It's a bit confusing, but you'll get a feel for it. Word number 16 is original. Original comes from the word origin, with the suffix al on the end, which turns it into an adjective. Original means present or existing from the beginning, first or earliest. So it's the first one. You've probably seen the word original on a packet of chips or something. Original flavor. The most boring one, right? Original flavored chips are probably what the chip tastes like before they add any seasoning to it. Calm down, I'm not saying that original flavor's bad. It's just boring. Anyway, next word. Word number 17 is aboriginal. Aboriginal is an adjective, and it means relating to the indigenous peoples of Australia. So it's used to describe the people who were first in Australia. This word is used as the adjectival form of the proper noun, so just remember that when you write this, it needs a capital letter. Word number 18 is individual. Individual can be used in two different ways. One, as a noun, and two, as an adjective. Noun first. When used as a noun, individual means a single human, so one person. Now, when used as an adjective, it means single or separate. Pretty similar, eh? Using the word individual means one, but it also focuses on how that one is separated or different from the others. Word number 19 is rural. Rural is an adjective and it means in, relating to, or characteristic of the countryside rather than the town. So it just means it's not in the city. So a rural setting would be something like one big long road, lots of grass, lots of trees, maybe a field, some animals, instead of the city when it's just roads and buildings. It's a good word to describe a setting. Learn this word. The 20th word is casual. Casual is an adjective, and it means relaxed and unconcerned. It's the opposite of formal. Normally, when you use the word casual, it's either to do with clothing, speech, or behavior. So, for example, when you're wearing casual clothes, you're wearing a t-shirt rather than a button-up shirt. When you have casual speech, you're using a lot of slang like "how you going?" instead of "how are you today?" When you're behaving casually, you may be leaning back in your chair rather than sitting up straight.
Alright, that does it for the first 20 words of your spelling list. If you found this useful, please let me know in the comments. Thanks guys.